In Nigeria now, we have, let's be honest with ourselves, the most affected set of workers in Nigeria right now is not even the medical doctors, it's not even the engineers. The most affected set of workers in Nigeria right now are the civil servants. Because here in Nigeria, Nigerian government doesn't pay pensions. Nigerian government doesn't pay gratuities. So basically, once a civil servant retires, he's he has become null and void to the government. In fact, the government we breathe in and breathe out and be like one liability out. So the government basically sees Nigerian civil servants as liabilities because a situation whereby somebody finish working for you and you don't pay him or her pensions, you don't pay him or her gratuities, that means you saw that person as a liability and you just had to offload that person empty-handed. Now, like I always tell people, I don't just post live talk videos on this my channel. I love talking about finances. I love talking about how people can become financially, independent. Because all these books, all these too much books I've been reading on finances, I love sharing them. So, one of the ways Nigerian civil servants can, better their lives. Because as a civil servant, your mind should always go to the fact that, I'm going to retire at 65. Is it? I don't know if it's 65 or 60 these days in Nigeria. Your mind should always go there. One of my goals wants to escape. I'm just looking at it if it will succeed. It will succeed. It has gone back. So, as I was saying, one of the best ways civil servants in Nigeria can better their lives is to always think about what their retirement will look like. There's no use of you working for a government agency. Let's say you work for the Ministry of Health. After 40 years of serving them, some people start working by 25 and retire at 65. I think that should be the retirement age in Nigeria, or 60. I'm not really sure. So, people should always think about retirement, because so many civil servants that have retired today are suffering. They are in deep suffer. They are really suffering, So many civil servants today are really suffering. And this is mainly because they failed to plan their finances. Maybe not all, because some people invested money in somewhere and lost it. That's one thing about life. Not everywhere you plant, you reap. Sometimes you plant, it will not grow, it will not germinate. That's life. But that shouldn't discourage you. So, now, like I always tell people, I like investing in the things I understand how it works. I cannot invest in what I don't know. Now, what I've, all my life, I started my first farm. I'm not trying to be a motivational speaker. I started my first farm at the age of 7 or 8. At the age of 8, I think so. That was a small poultry farm. I started at the age of 8. So all my life, I've always understood the business of livestock. It has always been part of me. That's always been part of me. Now, someone like me, you don't expect me to invest in another thing except livestock, because that is a business that I am grounded in. That is a business I understand. That's why I always tell people, the fact that other people are making money through a business doesn't mean you have to invest there. You don't understand the business, so why put your money there? Business success doesn't lie on how much you invest or how much you are going to make. No, it lies on your understanding of the business you are entering, the understanding of the business you are putting your money into. Somebody can enter this big business now and put 50 million and get 10 million, and get 100 million in some years. Another person can put that same 50 million and lose everything in some months. So it's a matter of understanding the business you are getting into. So personally, if you are one of these civil servants who have interest in agriculture, or you are one of those people that are working, who one day you are going to retire, and you have interest in farming, my advice is, don't go for pigs. Pigs can overwhelm you. You can buy 10 pigs today, in the next few months you have 100 pigs, and you're looking for space where you put them. That's what about pig farming. But when it comes to stability, I'll say, and you want to invest in livestock business, my advice is you go for goats. Goats reproduce fast. Some goats give birth 3 times in 2 years. Some twice in 2 years. Some once in a year. But at the end of the day, these goats, they grow. You see your money multiplying. You see your money multiplying. When I started this goat farm, that was like 2 years ago. I started getting into goats 2 years ago, but I've been in pig farming for long now. My first set of goats, I bought 10 goats. I lost everything. Okay, apart from 2. I lost 8 goats. Only 2 remained. Because I didn't understand the business well that time. But as time went on, if you lose something, you are forced to learn about it so as not to make that mistake again. So I've learned like the do's and don'ts, the left and rights of goat farming. And for the past 2 years, I've not lost any goat to disease. Apart from, if snakes bite one and I did not see it on time, that kind of thing. But now, my goats, within 2 years, 2 goats have multiplied into 7 goats. 7 goats. Currently, at this farm, I have 12 goats. But before the end of this year, it's going to get to 50 because I'm working on bringing in new goats. So, goat farming is something that, you can even do at your backyard. If you have a village or you have somebody you can trust to keep your goats, you buy goats, give the person, keep for me. This is my retirement, retirement investment. Your money will be multiplying every year. As you're reaching your age of retiring, your goats are multiplying to more millions, to more money for you. It's a matter of, thinking before you retire. Now, goat farming, when it comes to goat farming, you need proper medication. In fact, when it comes to livestock farming, you need proper medication. And what I love about goats, personally for me, if they tell you to choose between goats and pig, I'll go for goats, honestly. In fact, no. I cannot go for goats. I'll go for the 2. I can't choose between the 2 because these are good. Cattle, the only problem with cattle is that cattle doesn't cost you much, but it takes longer time. And people don't have that patience to wait for like 2 years for a cattle to give it to one. While in that 2 years, I've gotten almost like 6 or 5 goats from one goat. In that same 2 years, I've gotten like almost 10 pigs. Sorry, almost 40 pigs or 30 pigs from one pig. But the problem with pig is you have to feed them. It's costly. So that's why people don't like going into pig farming because it's cost intensive. It's crazy. It's crazy. Constructing just 10 pens. This is like 10 new pens I'm constructing. I know how much I've spent here. Almost more than a million. This bundle of zinc is madly expensive. Rod is madly expensive. Cement, block, gravel, those things, like you run away from pig farming if you don't understand the business very well. And if you're thinking about the expenses. Now, you can buy those goats with proper medication, proper management. Before you retire, maybe 2 goats you've bought. In the next 20 years, you have almost 1,000 goats. In fact, if you want to even make it bigger, every month, if they pay salary, you buy 2 goats, keep. You buy 2 goats, keep. Imagine in a year, you have bought with 4 goats. Imagine what they will be in the next 20. As in, the mathematics is crazy. It's crazy. So I think livestock farming is a means of, retirement for civil servants in Nigeria. If you're in the south, you can go for the West African dwarf. If you're in the north, you can go for the Sokoto red or Sahelian goats, and you do well for yourself. Because the rate at which civil servants are suffering these days, man, it's crazy. It's crazy, and it's about realizing this thing on time. So if you're in your 30s, in your 20s, in your 40s, and you're looking at retiring in your 60s, and you have a passion, it's not even about passion, and you understand the business of goats, or you also have interest in livestock farming, you can go for goats. Pig is a big deal. If you're not always on ground, you'll have losses in pigs. But goats, as far as you have somebody that's giving them feed, that's bringing grass for them, every now and then you vaccinate them, you medicate them, yeah, okay. You can also buy cattle. At least you're not doing it for the money, as soon as possible. It's a long-term investment. Maybe if you buy 2 cattle, in the next, if they don't have issues, because this livestock farming, I won't guarantee you 100%, return on investment. It's kind of risky. But if it is being done properly, your 2 cattle in the next 20 years would have multiplied to 50. Yes. So it's a matter of you planning yourself ahead of your retirement. So that's what I wanted to, share on today's video. I preach livestock business, I preach cattle farming, I preach goat farming, I preach pig farming, and I preach finances. I preach finances and business. So that's on today's video, my people. See you people in the next video.